Ladies and gentlemen, today a review of A Man Called Otto. A Man Called Otto is an adaptation of a Swedish film called A Man Called Otto. In the film, Tom Hanks plays a widower who is very much just done with life. And as he's making the decision to succumb to his sadness, he gets new neighbors. And thus begins what is a slice of life movie, the likes of which I have not seen in the movies in a long time. These are the kind of movies that don't get made anymore. These are the kind of like mid-level budget movies that were around and rampant during the 90s that starred a young Matt Damon and a young Ben Affleck, an aging Morgan Freeman as a lawyer in some small town in Connecticut. Movies like this are a breath of fresh air. It's not a thriller, it's not a full-on comedy, it's a real dramedy that has a lot of really funny parts and a lot of really poignant and sweet, beautiful lessons about life and how to live it. Tom Hanks is great as a very unlikable character whose very tough exterior is softened throughout the entire picture. Mariana Trevino is wonderful as Marisol, the female matriarch of the Mexican family that moves next to Otto. The dynamic between her and Otto is fantastic. Tom Hanks and Mariana have a great chemistry. And frankly, it's nice to have Mexican representation in a movie done so poignantly. Now, I will say that this movie does deal with some very harsh subject matter, so please be warned before coming into the theater. The movie does play out in a way to kind of tell you the story of Otto through his life, so there is part of this movie that is also done in flashback, and we move back and forth between the current life of Otto and his past, where we really get to understand Otto in a different context than you do in his current life. And I thought that dynamic was really fun and well done. And I'm sure many people will criticize this movie for this, but I actually kind of am okay with this. It's very cheesy. It definitely falls into those kind of cheesy Hallmark movie kind of tropes, for sure. That's definitely part of this movie. The performances of Tom Hanks and Mariana definitely elevate the story and really make you feel for the characters. I cried at the end of this movie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure other people were crying in the theater as well. It hits. This movie definitely hits in the feels, so definitely be prepared for that, for sure. Mark Forster directed this movie, and if you know anything about Mark Forster's work, he's one of these directors who can move between genres and does quite often in his career. He's done movies like World War Z, Finding Neverland, Stranger Than Fiction, and The Kite Runner. I like watching directors who do that, and I really enjoy his work on both fronts. I like his action movies. They're always really visceral and very down to earth. And his brand of sentiment is also like that. His sentiment doesn't feel cheesy and artificial. He kind of brings it down to earth a little bit, and it feels a little bit more grounded. And in this movie, I think it was particularly done well, which is why it definitely got me in the feels when I watched it, for sure. I give A Man Called Otto a 10 out of 10. A slice of life movie that just does not get made anymore, with performances by Tom Hanks and Mariana Trevino that are incredible. And at the end of this movie, I was bawling. I was completely devastated in a great way. And now I will say this movie does deal with some pretty heavy subject matter, so please be warned before you watch it. But it was a very fun, poignant ride. The story centers around a man who was just done with life, who you slowly begin to understand as he goes on a journey of rediscovery of joy. Tom Hanks is just built for this kind of role. My biggest criticism of the movie would be that some of the plot in the story does ring a little superficial, a little bit like a Hallmark movie, but I think the director does a really good job of making all the sentimentality of this movie a little bit more grounded and a little bit more down to earth, which is why it hit me so hard at the end of it. I was completely bawling at the end of it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Again, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you for making it all the way down here. Thanks. Please like, comment, subscribe. I do my best to release these as movies come out as quickly as possible. Please comment down below about what you guys thought about this movie. I will very much try my best to reply to any of the ideas or criticism that you have as well. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.